It's fun to sit up here, and have good things to say. I will say Kristine has been in a habit the last month or two of sending me quotes at night and in the morning, and I'm going to botch this one, but she sent something about if you want to be a historic team, you have to do historic things, that kind of thing. And I think, no better night than tonight. I think our team getting off to the best start in school history is the most important thing. And then for her to set an individual record is pretty cool. This was the type of game where that was part of the game plan, to be honest. Watching the film from last year, it sort of happened, but this year we really practiced it. I thought the whole team did a great job of owning that game plan and, like I say, kind of feeding the beast inside. That's important to us because Sac State can score so much that we have to shoot a high percentage, and I don't think there's anyone in the country that does it better than she does, and I tell them, chuck it up there, she'll get it and finish. But credit to the rest of the team for owning the game plan, to Kristine for making kind of crazy things look ordinary. They had too many offensive rebounds, and we had too many turnovers, but generally we had a kind of tough type of team to play against, to prepare for, and our team did a pretty good job of understanding. Glad we got so many minutes for so many people, and on to the next one after this.
Speaking of the game plan, they averaged 99.6 points per game. Can you talk about that and how you were able to hold them down in defense?
Yeah, we talked about, referencing a lot of our game against them from last year, because that's the best film to use, right? We wanted to be better defensively. We wanted to give up less uncontested threes and less layups. You want to make a dribble drive. That's kind of what they are, a dribble drive team. Take contested twos. I think the players did a good job of understanding that. I still think we gave up too many points, but certainly we set the tone at the beginning of the game with that 9-point first quarter that it's not going to be easy. And again, I just kind of put out a game plan, and then these tremendous student athletes make it look good when they can, and we definitely wanted to hold them to their lowest scoring of the year. That was a goal.
Kristine, what does it feel like when you're getting that many touches, and I'm sure you can feel the points racking up?
I'm just blessed that I have such amazing teammates and an amazing coach, and just they just believe in me so much. They'll throw the ball and they believe that I'm gonna get it, and so you're not around that. What am I trying to say?
Not everyone's around that, maybe? You don't have that all the time?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just really tired. But
Yeah,
I'm just really blessed to be in this position right now.
How badly it was just clear that your teammates wanted it. How badly did you want to get 54?
To be honest with you, really, we have sometimes when people play a game plan, when they put 4 people in the paint on Kristine, and we have to find ways to still work to get her the ball, but really hope that other people can knock down shots. This is a reverse game where they try and pressure in the front court, and we know if we can handle pressure, we can get it to her. So that was my focus all week and the whole game. I was not looking at the point totals. I glanced at halftime. I said, "Wow, she has 31." I knew she had a lot. And then, to be honest with you, I was about to take her out towards the end, and I wasn't leaving her in to get any records. I was leaving her in because she produces points at a higher rate than anybody else, and so we wanted to keep pushing the tempo because I know Sac State can score. And AT looks over at me and glanced and said, stack for Kristine, which is a quick. And then I looked up and saw the 48, and I said, so it's pretty cool that our point guard recognized it. She knew she was about to come out, so we wanted to get her that bucket at that point, which was cool. But the rest of it was just literally within the flow of the game. She played 24 minutes, not 35 minutes, and it was all within the flow of what the game plan was, and the players made the right reads most of the time, and she does a tremendous job catching and finishing, and it was just in the flow of the game, as weird as that sounds.
I don't know if you guys heard, Charles Barkley just came off with a comment calling the Warriors girly basketball because they shoot a lot of threes. Mm-hmm. Does this give you guys any significance that you pounded it inside, and that can be a version of girls women's basketball too?
That's interesting because, I just feel like we just try, if there's 4 people on me, we make the smart read and we're going to shoot outside. And if they're pressuring the guards like this game, we're going to pass it inside. We just make correct reads, and I feel like we've just been doing that the whole year, and we made history basically.
And I think the best thing about our team this year is the balance, right? We had a tremendous scorer in the post last year. I think she's better this year. But the main thing is that we are understanding that balance better. I just kept saying the huddles make the right basketball play. And most of the time, the right basketball play is kind of handle the pressure and get it up there, right? I just said, look, if it's going to be a 95% 2 points. That's better, if we're taking 50% 2 points and they're going to make threes, just mathematically, you want to get the points. But I think the balance has been the best thing, about us this year. I also think, I don't know, we kind of say it, like, there's just not a post player in the country, right, that she's strong inside, she's skilled, she can finish with either hand, she's crazy athletic. I don't know that there's a more complete post player. There's other really good post players, but I don't know that there's a better one, and so why wouldn't we embrace that? And at the same time, it's been my job all this time to put other great players around her so that we can have one of the best teams in the country. That's the goal.
What is it like, Kristine, going from playing a game where you're going against someone like Jessica Shepard, who's like one of the top bigs in the country, going against a team where there is like no interior presence at all? Like, what is that? Does it feel kind of weird to go from going against someone so big to like this kind of other extreme?
No, it feels the same because I go into the game with the same mindset to run the floor, to post up, and to look for my guards. If I'm doubled or tripled, I pass out. If the guards are pressure, they pass in. So it's like I felt like it was like the same kind of. She's incredibly talented, but I go in I go in the game with the same mindset.
Did you expect any sort of second adjustments from them? Were you expecting them maybe double or more? Or do you think it's just sort of slow her down?
I've watched enough film to kind of see they do what they do, right? And it actually, wins them a lot of games. I think in their conference especially, it's a hard thing to prepare for. Not everyone in the country has, a Kristine Anigwe who can just automatically get buckets. I watched their game against USC, and they were hung around. It was tight, and USC eventually pulled away. So I think they believe in their system. I think he's going to do what he's going to do. We try to prepare him a little bit for what's coming. Like I tell him with the game plan, we give you the answers before I take the exam. But again, they have to go out there and kind of figure out how to make that work. I think another thing that's unique about Kristine, right? She's now been here for sort of a year and a third, right? And she's had sort of numbers against maybe opponents that are smaller or physically inferior, but she's also had numbers against the top teams that we've played. I think sometimes her level rises when it's like the biggest game of the year kind of thing. So I think it's neat. Like she said, I think her mentality is the same all the time. We try to game plan as a team and say, this is where we think the looks are going to be. Let's go out there and make the plays.
Kristine obviously tonight is the record breaking for scoring, but you also just spoke about your own improvement about passing. There was one play where you grabbed a rebound and you threw it, 3/4 court down to, Caden, and then it became a score. You got really excited about that. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect of your game now?
Well, me and Michael were super close, so like after practice, I'll practice passing at half court because I know she can run. So I know if I just pass it ahead of her, she's gonna get it. So I was just really happy it worked. I thought it was gonna go out. But.
Kristine, this is always hard in the moment, but you're the first in the Cal program men's or women's to get to 50. What does that mean to you? Or what do you think down the road that will mean to you?
I don't know. I'm just so blessed right now. I feel so everywhere. I can't even think straight. My mom's texting me, Kristine, what the heck? I'm like, and she's always at my game, so having doing this without her is kind of weird, but I'm so excited I got to do it in front of Lindsay and Jill and just everyone that really helped me and are there for me, and my teammates they really believe in me and they really care for me, and I'm just happy to be here.
The best thing about her mom is her next text is probably going to be go study. Go make your grades or make your free throws, yeah.
Well, to put it even more context, it's the most points scored in a game so far this season, but also it matched the record for Sherry Nelson, who had 50 points in the game versus Cal in 1989, and two of the top three scorers in Pac-12 are at the top. Kelsey Plum had 44. For you, yes, Lindsay, what does that mean? It's going into Pac-12 season soon, and just for a conference.
I really watch scores around the country. I kind of analyze box scores and stuff, and the Pac-12 is the top women's basketball conference in the country right now. We were last year, and as you watch scores, everyone's winning games. Colorado was picked to finish, I think, 10th in our league, and they're in the top 25. So there's a ton of talent all around. We have so much respect for the league, and we're just trying to play the best basketball we can. We think we have a shot to be really good. We know it's about to get super tough, number one on Sunday, but then, our Christmas games, Vegas, and then you start the Pac-12. But I think great competitors like challenges, right? We want to do it as a team, but Kristine watches a lot of basketball, and she wants to be the best player she can be. And if records and stuff come with that, great. But it's more about just trying to raise each other's level to be great.
Well, to follow up on that, we haven't had the Final Four. They haven't had great season, but you saw what happened with Oklahoma State losing to, not Oklahoma State, Oklahoma losing to Oral Roberts, and the other upsets. What does it take for you to get your players not to look at teams as well?
Yeah. We talk about that stuff. I mean, I'm very transparent with my messages with them. I've said, this is finals time, right? You watch scores and weird stuff happens, and at the end of the day, no one cares. You know, no one says, oh, they had 3 kids with studying for finals. You either win or you lose, right? And so how tough do we want to be, and do we want to keep getting better? And I will say, this team, you know, people have asked about the improvement. This team practices better than last year's team because we're older. They get it a little more. I tell them when we're doing a light practice, it needs to be a good light practice. When we're doing a hard competitive practice, it needs to be competitive. I think that's the understanding. I thought Gino, you know, made a really interesting comment in the post game with Notre Dame about that game, and he said, they're obviously going to be really good. They just haven't played enough together, right? And Notre Dame has some kind of established people that have been there, and then they have some new people in new roles, and it sometimes takes time. And we have more returning players this year. I'm not saying we're at their level yet. What I'm saying is that we have more players who have come back with perspective. And so AT and Kristine as sophomores, while they were wildly talented last year, now understand, okay, we also need to bring other people along, or we need to practice well on, you know, every day. And our juniors are you know, ready to make big time plays. So we're a year further along. So that kind of stuff helps you hopefully prevent upset losses, or helps you keep getting better, or helps you, you know, when you don't have your best game, grit out a win. So those are the things we're working on right now, more than our record, just being the best team we could be.